my son, or I haven't rejected your son. Or daughter. I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well. In the UK, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. When it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. How much. A lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. For the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.
Hello again and welcome back to the show. I am Jaimmy and this is of course the Chat Wrap on Relaks Radio. How are you doing? How is your day going so far? Go ahead and be a part of the show. Let me know what you're thinking. I would love to know if you're having a good day. I would love to know if you're enjoying yourself. You could most definitely connect with me. You could most definitely let me know what's going on by calling me on 07852 473 473 and by leaving a comment or a message down below. And since this is happening live, I can interact with you and talk to you as and when it happens, which is absolutely amazing. So go ahead and let me know. Be a part of the show. Call me up. I would love to hear. I would love to know what you are up to. All right. With that being said, let's go on into. Actually, I've been talking about a lot of different things today. We were talking about the rules with regards to the travel restrictions or the travel situation in the UK, and I told you how basically there is like a traffic light system in the UK that is set in place, that is put in place in order to decipher or in order to tell you which countries are okay to travel to and which countries are not okay to travel to. Okay. And I gave you, a few of those countries. There's quite a lot of countries on that list, but I read out to you a few of those countries. We have countries like Sri Lanka, South Africa, Sierra Leone. We have Venezuela. We have Paraguay, Philippines. We have Indonesia, Maldives, which is a very popular travel destination. So I do want to let you know that it is also on the red list. We do have countries like Argentina, Afghanistan, Congo, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Egypt, and so many more countries. And the reason I wanted to share this with you is just in case, you decide to travel, make sure that you are aware of all of these rules before you travel, because according to the UK government, you cannot travel to a red list country, and if you do, there's basically a lot of things that you need to follow. Okay, so you need to pay and stay at a 10-day government managed quarantine hotel when you return back to the UK. So if you do visit any of these red list countries, you need to make sure that you plan all of that. Okay, and just know that with this whole pandemic situation, everything's so uncertain. You don't know what's happening, you don't know what's going on, and if you go to a country, just know that it could go on into the red list tomorrow. You never know. And that's kind of the situation that's happening with Spain, because I think a lot of the people, all of the Brits that are traveling to Spain are coming back and they're contracting the virus. And there is talks about how Spain could be included in the red list. So just make sure that you remember all of this, because guess what? If you break any of these rules, if you don't follow any of these procedures, then you could be fined £10,000 and you could go to prison for quite a long time, and you don't want that to happen to you. So make sure that you are aware of all of these rules before you decide to travel. Now, before we get on into the next part of the conversation, I want to say a big hello going out to every single one of you that's listening in. How are you? How is your day going so far? Are you having a productive Monday, or are you not having such a productive Monday? Go ahead and let me know. The number to call me is on the screen right now. It's 07852 473 473. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button if you're listening to us on our social media, or leave a comment down below. And since this is happening live, I can talk to you and interact with you right now, right here, which is super amazing. So yeah, make sure that you do that. And a good day to all of you listening in. We do have a lot of you listening in from around the world, and I hope that you are having an amazing day so far. And with that being said, we were talking about getting productive on a Monday as well. And I told you how it can be kind of hard to get things done on a Monday, especially after you've had a long break on Saturday and Sunday. It's hard to wake up in the morning. It's hard to get back into that routine. And I told you how it's important to kind of breathe. Okay, you just need to stop and breathe. And as cliche as that sounds, it is definitely something that is going to help you to kind of get back into the groove. Okay, you can't be productive if you're uptight all the time. You can't be productive if your head is everywhere. You need to take time to be careful with your work. And I think for that, you just need to close your eyes, maybe listen to some good music and breathe. Okay, make sure that social media is not a distraction. Stretch your brain, learn new things, always allow your brain to wander. If you do the same thing every day, it can get really boring and your brain can get, lethargic. Your brain can get lazy as well. So make sure that doesn't happen. And in order to make sure that doesn't happen, what you can do is to learn new things, read new books, listen to us, because we talk to you about a lot of different things, and we give you the opportunity to widen your capacity, widen your knowledge. So yeah, make sure that you do listen to us as well. Now, with that being said, I'm going to head on off into a little break. When I come back, though, I do want to talk about how, with regards to illegal ticket sales. Now, in UK, at least, you know that everything's kind of going back to normal, and we're having festivals, we're having music festivals that are coming back out. And a huge problem with regards to these music festivals is illegal ticket resales. Now, if you are a festival goer, you definitely have heard of Viagogo and Star Hub as well. Now, I do want to talk about these because these are resale firms, ticket resale firms, and we'll be talking to you about that in a second. Make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relaks Radio. Right now, though, I'm going to head off on into a little break.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you got to start with saying, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with, and your education level or your lack of education or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account. And then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday, and what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million, and they're different. Right? they range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws to different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies and then you step up into different things.
Hello again, and welcome back to the show. How are you doing? How is your day going so far? I am Jaimmy, and this is, of course, the Chat Wrap on Relaks Radio. I hope you're having a good Monday, and we've been talking about how hard Mondays can be, but I've shared with you a few things that you can do to make sure that you are as productive as possible on your Mondays. So make sure that if you want more inspiration, because let's be real, everybody needs some inspiration sometimes. Everybody needs that little bit of a push to get on with your day, and that's what we are here at Relaks Radio for. We're here to give you the best of inspiration, to keep you informed and inspired at the same time. So get on board the show. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what's going on in your head, and you could most definitely do that by calling me on 07852 473 473. The number is on the screen right now, and I want you to do a little favor for me, okay? I want you to hit that thumbs up button. I want you to let me know how your day is going. I want you to be a part of the show. All right, let's get on into the conversation for the next couple minutes, and that's with regards to how in UK a lot of new powers are being sought out to stop illegal tickets resales. Okay, now if you basically with everything going back to normal in the UK, we're having a lot more festivals and music festivals or whatnot coming up, right? And the UK's competition watchdog has said that all of these ticket resale firms such as Viagogo or StarHub have to face tighter rules. Okay, so apparently the current laws meant that it was not possible to act swiftly and effectively against all of these touts. And another problem from these resellers is that who speculatively sold tickets they did not own. So basically what happens with resale firms such as Viagogo and StubHub is that they sell tickets that they don't own. Okay, and in February, a year after Viagogo bought StubHub for quite a lot of money, the regulator told Viagogo to sell all of StubHub's business outside North America to satisfy competition concerns. So that basically is something that's going on. So if you are going to festivals as of recent, if you are going to if you're going for these music festivals or whatever, just make sure that you don't fall victim or fall prey into one of these ticket resale schemes. I just wanted to let you know that. But today we've had such amazing conversation. We've spoken about a lot of different things. We've spoken about the red list countries and how you should be aware of everything that's going on before you make any travel plans, because everything is so everything's so sudden and there's sudden changes that are being made. So just make sure that you remember that if you are planning to travel outside of England or outside of the UK. Now, with that being said, I know that COVID, at least in Scotland and in the UK in general, and in some developed parts of the world, COVID-19 is kind of at bay. I hope I don't jinx it, but it's at bay. But I know that that's not the situation for a lot of other countries around the world. I know that I do have a lot of you listening in from Asia, from Africa, and I know the situation isn't good. And I just hope that everything gets better. And even if you're living in a country where COVID is at ease or at bay, just make sure that you still follow protocol, that you follow safety instructions, because it only takes one person to spread it to an entire community. So if you do have any symptoms, just make sure that you isolate yourself. Make sure that you get your tests done. Make sure that you get your vaccines, okay? It's so important that you get your vaccines, because I can tell you enough. I cannot tell you enough how important it is to get your vaccine. Get your jabs. It's almost compulsory in a lot of countries too. If you want to travel, you got to have both your jabs. So get your vaccines. I know that a lot of you have kind of how should I say, have very opposed views with regards to the vaccine. And understand this, the vaccine in itself isn't going to prevent you from getting the virus, but it sure as heck is going to help you to reduce the symptoms and reduce the risk of a risk of COVID-19 basically. So make sure that you get your jabs, make sure that you get your vaccines, make sure that you stay safe as possible. With that being said, we're going to head on off into a little break. When I come back though, we do have a lot more interesting things to talk about, so make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relaks Radio.